This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the best place to build a beautiful website.
I know pretty much nothing about you, what you look like, what your parents look like, what your friends look like, but what I do know for almost certain is that at some point you've seen a doppelganger of either someone you know or maybe even yourself. And a doppelganger isn't just somebody who looks vaguely similar. No, we are talking about an uncanny resemblance, a glitch in the matrix, the closest you can get to clones without twins. Now, your doppelganger's probably out there, but the chances of meeting them are impossibly slim. So I wanted to expedite the process, to not just find out which person I look like, but which celebrity I look like, and then become them. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So yes, this is a video about deepfakes, which I've been avoiding for a while because I didn't want to shine the spotlight on it. It's a bit unethical, and so is making a tutorial about it. So just know that during this whole video, I used a program called Deepface Lab, and any operation like aligning, extraction, whatever, is just a script in that program. And there are tutorials out there about it. You can watch them, but I'm not going to be the one making them, but there's some good ones on YouTube. Anyways, with that out of the way, recently, over the last couple years, AI and machine learning has been accelerating. Like, people have been making some crazy shit, especially with things that are involving faces. For example, thispersondoesnotexist.com is a website that you can go to right now. I used it to make this video, where every time you reload, you refresh the page, it generates the person that never existed. That's right, every single one of these faces is completely artificially generated, and more impressively, they are convincing even to our brains at a high resolution, which is a big deal. Because on the other hand, we have what is called a deepfake. And deepfakes aren't about creating fake people from a set of data, but instead we are trying to use all this data to reconstruct the target face to begin with. And this is great because people can use this technology to clean up mistakes in editing or to do digital makeup, and that's not what anybody's doing with it. In fact, here is what people are doing with deepfakes. You ready?
Go.
Okay, so my name's... I'm censoring out the name here. I want to tell you what I'm about, okay? I'm about fucking dudes and taking names. What? Just a girl living the dream, you know? We out here. Can you hit stop? Yep, it's pretty useful for making some photorealistic nightmare fuel, so let's use this to find my doppelganger. First order of business is we need to find an actor that looks like me. To do this, I literally just Googled what actor do I look like, and apparently there's a what actor do I look like website. I don't know, there's a website for this. You just upload a photo of yourself, it uses a magic, and spits out a celebrity that looks like you, and apparently I look like Steve Zahn. And not just by a bit, by a lot. Every time I uploaded a photo, it gave me Steve Zahn as first or second pick. There was a photo where I uploaded the back of my head. It still looks like Steve Zahn. I mean, yeah, the resemblance is kind of there. I mean, I'm ready to be the Diary of a Wimpy Kid Dad. That sounds like a fun life to live. Anyways, let's make a deep fake to see if we actually look alike, because if his face overlaid on mine doesn't look that different, then we must have looked, you get the point. We're gonna see if we look similar. So in essence, a deep fake is, sorry to ruin the immersion here, but a deep fake is taking a source video and a destination video and taking that source face and moving it to the destination face. Now, of course, since Steve Zahn happens to be the destination, I needed a bunch of data of his face, and it just so happens that when you're a public figure, you have a bunch of interviews on YouTube. So I just downloaded a bunch of those and picked clips where I made sure that he wasn't covering his face or anything like that, right? I wanted as much Steve Zahn data in my fucking hard drive. So after that, I also took some footage of myself saying what I want Steve Zahn to say, this is the destination video, and then you're pretty much ready to go. So we have a source file, a destination file, and now we're ready to start extracting faces. Now this process sounds pretty complicated, but really it's only a couple button clicks. Deepface Lab can very quickly kind of detect the face and extract that face, so now we have only the image of this face data. We don't care about the background, we don't care about anything. We just have a bunch of Steve Zahn footage in different lighting conditions, different angles. Point is, I want to generalize this thing as much as possible. So I've extracted those faces. I now need to also extract the destination faces, which happen to be my faces, and now we have two data sets running side by side. Now here's the part where it becomes very AI-y, very machine learning-ish, and what you do is you take these two data sets and you basically train them against each other, or really with each other. Now the point is, you're trying to recreate Steve Zahn's face, but with the expression that I'm making. So because of that, we need to analyze both sets of data. You need to know both what Zahn's face looks like and my face looks like, and you can see as more iterations are run, as this thing has longer to train, it's gonna become more and more realistic, assuming that we have a good data set. Now, when I tried this the first time, the data set wasn't too hot. I think I tried to generalize it too much. I kind of went overboard with having different lighting, different angles. So here's just like a thing that I ran for not too long because I could tell it's gonna mess up. Here's what it looked like originally. Hey everybody, professional actor Steve Zane here, right off the set of Diary of a Wimpy Kid 17. I can't get any other job, so this is just my life now. After a hard day of work, I always like to drink some milk. It washes down the fucking travesty that is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Now, I can't actually drink it because it would get in the way of the deep fake, you see, but at least I get to look at the milk, which is pretty cool. Steve Zane here. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. So instead I tried to find a single interview, one that's high resolution where he doesn't touch his face too much, stuff like this. And I'm like, okay, maybe using only a single video clip is a better data set. So again, I did that extraction process, have the whole face alignment nonsense. And this time I let it run for much longer overnight to just make sure that we get the best kind of model possible. And without further ado, I mean, not that much buildup, but without further ado, here's what I look like with Steve Zahn's face, a doppelganger celebrity. Here we go. Hey everybody, Steve Zahn here on the set of Diary of a Wimpy Kid 17. I was told I need to make some behind the scenes footage, so I want to share a joke that I learned recently. So this isn't interactive, you have to respond to whatever. Knock knock. You say, who's there? Who's there? Kanga. You say, Kanga who? Kangaroo. Wow, what a deep fake, what an adventure. I would say more about this, but again, I don't want to talk too much about deep fakes because making a tutorial about such a thing doesn't seem like a good idea. Anyways though, I hope you enjoyed this tiny little experiment that's now over. And as always, I've been CG Matter. You've been you. Bye-bye.
Hey there boys, CG Matter here, in the flesh, and I want to talk to you about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Now, as I'm sure you already know, Squarespace is a service that helps you create a beautiful website without any of the coding, without any of the nonsense. Super easy and super streamlined. Now, for example, my website, www.cgmatter.com, is made with Squarespace and I think it looks great. Some features you might be interested in are analytics that let you track who's coming to your website, and you can look at demographic information. Also email campaigns that let you send out your personal or branded message. And while Squarespace's subscription model is already super affordable, add in an annual subscription of less than $10 a month, I'm about to make that deal much sweeter. You can use my link in the description to get 10% off the first purchase of your website or domain.